Welcome sa finals natin. Ito yung part 1. At sa module nyo, nasa page 32 tayo mag-start. So, ER model yung topic natin. No? First topic sa finals. No? So, ER model when conceptualized into diagrams gives a good overview of entity relationship, which is easier to understand. No? So ER diagrams can be mapped to relational schema. At yung relational schema at saka ER diagrams, discuss na natin yan part 2 ng ating midterm. No? So, ano yung ER diagrams? No? Yung other details niya. Yung ER diagrams mainly comprise of entity and its attributes. So, alam natin yung entity. Entity yung ating pinakang whole file, no? Whole database, at yung attributes niya yung mga information, yung kanyang vertical information which is the columns, no? So yung tinatawag na attributes. Relationship, which is association among entities. So yung table or entity, no? Or yung pinakang laman ng ating overall content ng ating table, no? Ng ating database, yung tinatawag na entity, ay pwede natin gawa ng relationship kung meron tayong maraming table. Okay? So kapag meron tayong relationship, meron tayong tinatawag na mapping entity. No? An entity is a real-world object with some attributes. For example, kung meron tayong database ng mga students, we have the following attributes for students. No? Name, class, subject, and roll number or yung sa real world yan yung tinatawag nating student number, no? So ano yung mapping process or algorithm na tinatawag? We must first create table, no, for each entity. Okay? So sa example sa taas, ito dito, no? Student, isang entity pa lang yan. Okay? Ngayon, yung pangalawang entity, yung mga subjects niya. Yan. So magkakaroon tayo ng separate na table para sa students and separate na table para sa subjects. No? Entities, attributes should become fields of tables with their respective data types. Yan. Okay? So yung fields, attributes, pareho din siya. No? Yan yung column, no? Column part ng ating table. And then next step is declare primary key. Yan yung unique key where we can identify each tuple, no? Yan yung nagse-separate sa bawat row, no? Kailangan kasi sila ay unique, no? Ano naman yung mapping relationship? Okay, a relationship is an association among entities. Okay? At ito yung example natin sa figure, no? Meron tayong student, meron tayong course, no? Dalawa ng entity natin at nilalagyan natin sila ng relationship. Ito yung mapping example, no? Na mapping relationship. So enrolled, meron tayong student, meron tayong course, at yung mga attributes niya na ito yung mga oval, no? Okay? So ano yung mapping process? Create table for relationship. Add the primary keys of all participating entities as fields of table with the respective data types. So as an example, sa student table, ang ating ang possible na primary key ay yung student number or roll number, ito. At sa course naman, yung kanyang course code or course description, no? O course code, ito CID. Okay? Yun ang kanyang primary key. If relationship has any attribute, add each attribute as field of table. Then next, declare primary key composing all the primary keys of participating entities, and then declare or foreign keys as constraints, no? So pag sinabing foreign key, yun yung nagli-limit sa ating relationship. Okay? So etong student, for example, at saka course, no? Ang foreign key dito ay yung roll number, itong student number. Okay? Ngayon, vice versa naman sa student, kapag pinasok natin si course sa loob ng student, ay si CID naman ang kanyang foreign key. So, yun ang nagli-limit, nagse-separate sa bawat groupings ng ating mga tuple or raw information sa loob ng ating table, no? Kaya ang tawag dyan ay constraints. Okay? So mapping weak entity sets. A weak entity set is one which does not have any primary key associated with it. Merong table kasi na pag ginawa natin ng relationship ay hindi na natin kailangan ng primary key. Okay? For example, we have student, okay? And then merong dependent. Meaning, pag sinabing dependent ay mga information to na nagbabago depende sa analysis or computation, no? For example, yung grades ng student nakadepende sa kung ano yung makuha niyang mga score sa exam, no? So nagbabago 'yon. So temporarily, okay, kapag ginawa natin sila ng relationship, it doesn't need to have a primary key. Pero mas magiging strong entity siya, no? Kung gagawa natin lalagyan natin ng primary key. Okay? So under that example, we have the mapping process. Create table for weak entity set. Add all its attributes to table as field, and then add the primary key of identifying entity set. Sa ating example, si student table yon. And then declare all foreign key constraints. How to map naman yung hierarchical entities. ER specialization or generalization comes in the form of hierarchical entity sets. So, marami na tayo ditong entity, no? At kapag sobrang dami na ng entities natin, kailangan na natin ng hierarchy, meaning ng organization, no? So, parang makikita nyo, parang organizational chart na yung ating example dito, no? So, sa higher part, no, ng ating graph ay yung person, no? Kasi ang student table at ang teacher table ay composed of persons. Okay? So we have a general main list dito, person. So meron siyang sariling attributes, name, age, and gender. At gagawin natin yan ng relationship. Pagdating dito sa relationship, dito na tayo maghihiwalay ng category, which is ang iba dito sa person na to ay students at ang iba dito ay teacher. So kapag dating dito sa ating triangle which represents our relationship, we will have two separate tables, no? Student table and teacher table, which is we have the primary key as roll number and sa teacher ay employee ID, of course, no? As the primary key. Ano yung mapping process natin para sa hierarchical entities? Number 1, create tables for higher level entities. Yun yung nasa taas sa ating example, so yung person table. And then second, create tables for lower level entities. Add primary again, identify and add primary keys of higher levels in the table of lower entities table. And in lower level tables, add all other attributes of lower level entities, declare primary key, and declare foreign key constraints. Yeah. So that's how we represent, no? Different mapping entities, no? Different mapping process for these different example, no? Meron tayong weak entity examples, meron tayong relationship example, and entity mapping example, and then yung last part is yung hierarchical entities mapping example, no? So, we go now with SQL, no? So, sa loob na tayo, no? Nasa loob na tayo ng ating nung part ng pinakang database natin. Pagkatapos nating ma-define yung structure niya, no? At yung relationship ng ating database, we will go now with the manipulation, no? Ng information. Paano tayo magpapasok na information at paano tayo mag-access na information? Ang gagamitin natin ay SQL, no? So SQL is a programming language for relational databases. It is designed over relational algebra and tuple relational calculus. SQL comes as a package with all major distributions of RDBMS. So very common ng SQL, no? At marami rin siyang variation, marami siyang version. Marami kayong version na makikita ng SQL, no? Yung didiscusin natin dito ay general, no? General version ng SQL. SQL comprises both of data definition and data manipulation languages. So may two parts siya, no? Data definition, yan yung DDL, and then yung data manipulation, DML, no? So using the data definition properties of SQL, one can design and modify database schema, whereas data manipulation properties allows SQL to store and retrieve data from database. So may dalawang part yung library niya, no? Pag sinabing library, yung sets of commands na ginagamit para magamit natin properly ang SQL, no? Number 1 nga yung data definition, and number 2, yung second type of library niya ay data manipulation. Okay? Ang data definition language ay ginagamit sa pag-create, okay, ng database schema, meaning yung structure niya. Okay? So SQL uses the following set of commands to define database schema. Ito yung mga commands na ginagamit ng mga designer o administrator para mag-create ng structure ng schema, no? After na ma-define natin yung relationship at yung mga tuple and attributes ng isang entity, no? So number 1 command is create. This will create new databases, tables, and views from RDBMS. Okay, take note yung RDBMS, ang ibig sabihin niya na Relational Database Management System. So ang example command natin ay create database tutorials point. Ang example natin, no? So, ang ibig sabihin nito, inutusan natin yung system, no? Si SQL na mag-create ng isang table, isang database, no? Ang pangalan ay tutorials point. Second step is create table article. So, sa loob ng database, mag-create siya ng table na ang pangalan ay article. At sa loob din ng database na to, ay mag-create siya ng view, no? Para sa list of students. Yung draft naman ay para draft commands, views, tables, and database from RDBMS, meaning mag-delete, no? Ang draft at meaning niya ay i-delete, no? Or itanggalin, no? Yung isang object. So draft object type, object name, yan yung pattern, no? So, ano yung object type na i-draft? Database. Sa una natin example, ang pangalan niya ay tutorials point. So, pagka ito ay in-execute, lahat ng object na to ay mawawala or i-delete ni SQL. So, database, si table, si view, mawawala yan. Pag sinabi namang alter, meaning meron tayong i-modify, no? So, pwede tayong mag-alter by adding a column or adding a row. Okay? Yun ang ibig sabihin ng alter. So, meron tayong format, alter object, object name, parameter. So, for example, gusto nating mag-add ng subject column, no? Sa ating table na ang pangalan ay article. So, we write the command as alter table article, add subject, varchar. Okay? Yung varchar yan ay data type, no? Meaning variable characters ang pwede nating ilagay sa subject. This command adds an attribute in the relation article with the name subject of string type. Yan. Yung varchar ay string type yon sa under ng SQL language. So yan ang example ng 3 example ng data definition language. We go now with data manipulation language, which is used for, no, modifying database instances by inserting, updating, and deleting its data. DML is responsible for all forms data modification in a database. Kung yung data definition language ay used to create or drop or delete or alter structure ng table natin or ng ating database, yung data manipulation naman ay ang kaya niyang baguhin, i-delete at insert or i-add ay yung mga information lang, no? Yung data. Yung lalagyan, hindi niya kayang galawin using DML, no? So, ang mga kagalaw lang ng structure or lalagyan ay yung DDL, no? So, SQL is equipped with data manipulation language, no? DML modifies the database instance by inserting, updating, and deleting its data. DML is responsible for all forms data modification in the database, and SQL contains the following set of commands. No? Select from where, insert into values, update set where, and delete from where. Didiscusin natin isa-isa yan. Pag sinabing select from where, select is one of the fundamental query command of SQL. It is similar to the projection operation of relational algebra. It selects the attributes based on the condition described by where clause. Yan. Ibig sabihin ng select, pipili tayo ng information na gusto nating i-print or i-display sa screen base sa mga qualification na ilalagay natin using from and using where. No? So yung from, isang table natin or isang database natin kukunin. Yung where ay kung anong condition, no? Kung gusto nating kunin ay month lang ng January na information, therefore we should include the where command, no? In order to indicate the condition for the month of January. So for example, may di-display tayo information ng author name, no? From book author. So ang ating isa-select ay author name. At siya ay manggagaling sa table na ang pangalan ay book author, and ang ating condition ay kapag ang age niya ay greater than 50. Okay? Yun lang ang i-display niyang information. Yan ang use ng select from where. Ang next na DML example is insert into values. This command is used for inserting values into the rows of the table. So pag sinabing mag-i-insert, nag-a-add tayo ng information. Okay? Nag-a-add tayo ng raw information. So ang ating pattern ay insert into table, column 1, column 2, column 3. And then, sa column na yon, i-indicate natin kung ano mga values na dapat na i-include, which is value 1, value 2, value 3. At yung second option natin in second format, no, is insert into table values, value 1, value 2, so on and so forth. No? So for example, mag-insert tayo ng information sa ating database na ang pangalan na tutorials point. So we have the column, we must indicate the column name, which is author, and the subject, which is the column information for the subject, and then next is the values, which is anonymous and computers. So insert niya tong dalawang information na to sa specified na column natin, which is author and subject. Sa update set where naman, this command is used for updating or modifying the values of columns in a table. So pag sinabing update, kapag meron tayong error na information sa isang table, no, ay update yung tinatawag natin o ginagamit natin na command. So ang ating format is update, yung table name, kung saan natin i-correct yung information, and then set. Okay? So magseset tayo yung column name niya, ano yung value niya. Okay? So for example, we have to correct, no, yung author name, no, dun sa column na ang pangalan ay author. So update tutorials point set author as webmaster where author is equal to anonymous. So anong gagawin nito? Papalitan niya lahat ng anonymous na word at ipapalit niya yung webmaster. Okay? Next is delete from where. This command is used for removing one or more rows from a table. So ang dinidelete nito ay hindi column. Ang dinidelete niya ay information from the rows. Okay? So delete from table, pwede tayo mag-set din ng condition, no? So example natin, delete from tutorials point where author is equal to unknown. Therefore, ang i-delete nito ay lahat ng author na merong unknown na pangalan. Okay? Functional dependency, FD is a set of constraints between two attributes in a relation. Functional dependency says that if two tuples of the same values for attributes A1, A2, AN, then these two tuples must have to have same values for attributes B1, B2, and until Bn. Yun ang tinatawag na functional dependency, no? Kung meron tayong dalawang table, for example, table A at meron tayong table B, pag sinabing functional dependency, kung anong laman ni column A1, A2, hanggang AN, dapat ganun din ang laman ni B1, B2 hanggang Bn. Functional dependency is represented by an arrow sign, that is, X is dependent on Y where X functionally determines Y. The left-hand side attributes determine the values of attributes on the right-hand side. So, kino-compare natin ang dalawa. Pwede natin compare ang dalawang column or dalawang table na merong functional dependency. Armstrong's actions, if F is a set of functional dependencies, then the closure of F denoted as F plus is the set of all functional dependencies logically implied by F. Armstrong axioms are a set of rules that when applied repeatedly generates a closure of functional dependencies. So pag sinabing Armstrong's axioms, ginagamit ito para i-group or gawan ng isang set ang group of functional dependencies. At ang rule niya is reflexive rule. If alpha is a set of attributes and beta is a subset of alpha, then alpha holds beta. Meaning si beta is dependent on the values of alpha. Augmentation rule, if B is dependent on A holds and Y is attribute set, then BY must be dependent on AY, which must also holds. No? That is adding attributes and dependencies. Does not change the basic dependencies. And last rule is transitivity rule, same as transitive rule in algebra. If B is dependent on A and C is dependent on B, therefore C is dependent on A. Yan ang tinatawag na transitivity rule. Trivial functional dependency, example is if a functional dependency FD x to y holds where y is a subset of x, then it is called the trivial FD. Trivial FD always holds. Kung pag sinabing subset, no, ibig sabihin yung information ni y ay galing kay x, then you have a trivial functional dependency. Pag sinabi namang non-trivial, y is not the subset of x, then it is called a non-trivial FD. Meaning, merong information si y na wala kay x. That is non-trivial. Completely non-trivial if where x intersects y is equal to 0 or empty, it is said to be completely non-trivial FD. So, hindi sila relative sa isa't isa. Walang information na wherein magkapareho sila or nag-intersect. Therefore, that is completely non-trivial. We go now with the normalization. No? If a database design is not perfect, it may contain anomalies which are like a bad dream for any database administrator. Managing a database with anomalies is next to impossible. So anong solution natin? Update anomalies if data items are scattered and not linked to each other properly, then it could lead to strange situations. So dapat proper ang ating relationship at ang ating pagkakalink. Deletion anomalies, we tried to delete the record but parts of it was left undeleted because of unawareness. The data is also saved somewhere else. So pag kasi dinelete natin sa information, merong naiiwan, no? Insert anomalies, we tried to insert data and record but it does not exist at all. Yan. Normalization is a method to remove all these anomalies and bring the database to a consistent state. Kapag kasi nagsasave at nagdi-delete ng mga information sa loob ng database, parang nagugulo yung ating database. So para may balik siya sa dati, ang tawag doon ay normalization. So meron tayong step, no? First normal form is defined in the definition of relations table itself. So this rule defines that all attributes in a relation must have atomic domains and the values in atomic domain are the indivisible units. So example dyan ng atomic, programming, web, content, Java. Yan. So ang ating kailangan gawin dito is i-separate ito, no? Into atomic domains kasi maraming information na magkakasama sa isang column, no? Yan. Hindi yan proper organization ng database, no? So yung Java dapat nakahiwalay kay C++, si HTML nakahiwalay kay PHP and ASP. So makikita natin dito, pag ni-normalize natin, first normal form, magkakaiwalay na sila. Java, C++, HTML, PHP, and ASP. Okay? Sa second normal form, before we learn about the second normal form, we need to understand the following. Prime attribute. An attribute which is part of the prime key is known as prime attribute. Kapag yung column mo naglalaman ng mga primary key, then that is a prime attribute. Non-prime attribute, an attribute which is not part of the prime key is said to be a non-prime attribute. So sa ating example, Okay? Si stud ID, project ID, these are all prime attribute. Okay? At yung non-prime attribute ay si stud name and si project name. Okay? We see here in student project relation that the prime key is student ID and project ID. According to rule, non-key private attributes, student name and project name must be dependent upon both and not on any of the prime key attributes individually. But we find that student name can be identified by student ID and project name can be identified by project ID independently. This is called partial dependency, which is not allowed in second normal form. So anong gagawin? Kailangan nating tanggalin si project ID, project name is separate, no? So, sineparate natin student ID, student name, at naiwan na lang si project ID rito. At ito yung nagli-link, no? Sa table, separate table na project, no? Na naglalaman ng project ID at project name. Okay? So, yan yung tinatawag na second form ng normal, second normal form, no? Under ng normalization ng database. Ngayon na naman yung third normal form. For relation to be in third normal form, it must be second normal form. So, ano yung ating requirements? Non-prime attributes transitively dependent on prime key attribute. For any non-trivial functional dependency x to y, then either x is a super key or a is a prime attribute. Example natin dito, okay, student detail. Etong city, wala namang kinalaman kay student ID at student name. Okay? So, anong gagawin natin? Kailangan nating i-separate again yan, no? Para magkaroon siya ng second normal form, no? So, after na ma-second normal form natin siya, then we can, no, break down again in order to create the third normal form, which is nandyan sa ating figure, no? Boy's Code Normal Form. Ano naman yung Boy's Code Normal Form or BCNF? It is an extension of third normal form in strict terms. So, meron lang siyang isang requirement for any non-trivial functional dependency x to a, x must be a super key. In the above image, student ID is a super key in relation to student detail and SIF is a super key in relationship codes. So, student ID to student name should be on the same level, no? And we will separate the SIF for the SIF of the city, which confirms that both relations are in BC and F. So, yan lang yung, para rin siyang third normal form, si BC and F, pero mas strict siya, no? Compared kay third normal form. So, yan ang end ng ating part 1 para sa DBMS 1.